Welcome back to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Where we try to really dig into the sources, make sense of things for you.
Cut through the noise a bit.
Exactly. So today, we're looking at Springleaf Residence. This is the new one from Guacolan and Hongliang Holdings.
In Upper Thomson, District 26.
And the big thing, it's like right beside the Springleaf MRT Station, Thomson-East Coast Line. That's pretty major.
Direct MRT access, yeah.
Okay, so our mission, if you like, is to unpack some common questions, maybe some surprising bits about this place, especially around amenities and the school situation.
Two very important factors for buyers.
Sure. And it's interesting, right, because some sources are calling it Ulu, isolated, but it's got an MRT station right there. Seems like a bit of a contradiction.
It does on the surface.
So let's get into that Ulu perception first. Some sources, they paint this picture a little bit far off from amenities.
Right.
And, not much option for food and beverage nearby right now. They even say, no proper mall until Parcel A next door is done.
Which won't be before 2028, realistically.
Yeah, so it sounds, pretty quiet for the moment.
It does, from that perspective. But what's fascinating is other sources immediately push back on that.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, they point out there's already good food around this area.
Yeah.
A stretch of nice eateries. Practically opposite.
Ah, like the famous Prada place.
Exactly. The Springleaf Prada shop, it's right there, a local favorite. So it's not like there's nothing, maybe just not a giant shopping mall yet.
Okay, so maybe Ulu is a bit strong depending on what you need day to day.
Perhaps. And then there's the future potential, which is significant.
Yeah.
We need to talk about Parcel A next door.
Right, the plot right beside it.
Yeah, sources say that's going to be mixed use. Ground floor shops, F&B, potentially a supermarket, even childcare.
Ah, okay, so like a little hub developing right there.
That's the idea. Some sources are hinting at a future microtown vibe for the Tagore area. More foot traffic, more life.
Which presumably would be good for resale value down the track.
Definitely. That's
Yeah.
what the sources suggest. It activates the area, makes it more desirable long-term.
Yeah.
So you have to weigh the now versus the coming transformation.
Makes sense. Okay, let's pivot. The other big topic. Schools. This seems to be a real point of concern in some of the reading.
Yes. The school dilemma.
Multiple sources mention the absence of a 1-kilometer primary school. Some even say none within 2 kilometers.
And that's framed as a potential roadblock, especially for, Kiasu parents, as some put it.
Parents really focused on getting into specific nearby schools. It could narrow the buyer pool for resale later, couldn't it?
That's the argument some sources make.
Yeah.
But again, there's a counterpoint.
Always is.
Seems like it with this one. Another source explicitly says Springleaf Residence is within 2 kilometers to schools like Anderson Primary School and Presbyterian High School.
Okay, so 2 kilometers, not 1 kilometer. That's still reasonably close for Singapore.
It is. And here's something interesting to consider. In mature, lower-density areas, think Ang Mo Kio nearby, that's super competitive Phase 2C primary school balloting.
Yeah.
It's often less of a nail-biter. Fewer applicants sometimes means less pressure. Plus, with the MRT right there.
Maybe taking the train to school is quicker than driving in traffic anyway.
It could well be, depending on the school's location. It redefines accessibility beyond just pure distance.
That's a good point. Okay, but beyond just the proximity stats, there's something else about schools here, isn't there? Something unique.
Yes. This is actually quite cool. They're conserving an old school block on the site.
Conserving, like keeping it.
Exactly. It's a 1960s block from the former Upper Thomson Secondary School, or Seletar Institute, and they're turning it into the residence clubhouse.
Wow, okay, that's different.
It really is. Sources highlight this, gives it instant character, real heritage. It makes it, and I think this is a quote, one of fewer than 10 developments in Singapore with a conserved building within its estate.
So a real talking point, not just another condo clubhouse.
Definitely adds a unique flavor.
Okay, so wrapping this deep dive up then. Springleaf Residence. It seems like a place where perceptions might need to evolve. Amenities aren't zero now, but are set to grow significantly.
Right. What seems maybe a bit Ulu today is clearly planned for transformation.
In the school situation, it's maybe more nuanced than just a simple 1-kilometer radiuses check.
Absolutely. The connectivity plays a big role.
So a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on.
How does that Ulu label really hold up when an MRT station opens on your doorstep and a whole mini hub of shops and F&B is planned right next door? When does the perception catch up with the reality, or the planned reality?
And on schools, how should we think about access in a city like ours? Is it just about that 1 kilometer circle, or does direct, efficient transport like the TEL maybe redraw those boundaries for some families?
Something to think about.